Hi there, I'm Kid. This is just a series of rambles that I had on stream. Enjoy. The content I want to produce. If you looked at like the overall, especially furry Twitch, right? If you look at the overall majority of it, it appeals to most of the younger demographic. It's quite loud, it's quite boisterous, it's quite over the top and energetic 100 like a lot of the time. I love Whiskey Dingo, but for example, that's that kind of content, right? It's energy, it's boosting, it's wah wah wah. There are different demographics to appeal to, and for those of us who are, like I say, older and have been in the fandom for quite some time now, that kind of initial excitement and like flair and all that has kind of died down as we've kind of settled into our normal routines now. We've got older, we're moving on, but we still want to be part of it. And I found, like I say, when I was looking at Twitch, there wasn't really many content creators, in my opinion, that were really catering towards an older audience within the fandom. And the strange thing is, there is a massive amount of people, like I say, in their 20s, 30s, and even 40s in the fandom. I'm just trying to think of what content is missing. That's the thing. That's what I always try and feel around with this. I don't want to become complacent and feel like, well, I'm just the VR chat model maker fairy. That's all I'm ever going to be known for. It's kind of like, no, I want to figure out where stuff should go. Thoughts on VR chat streaming? I want to kind of do like I would like to do VR chat streams at some point, because that would at least keep me up and active. But I'd like to do them more as, instead of like a, hey, look at this cute world, la la la, look at me, dragon. I'd like to do them as kind of a, you know how you have people who do just chatting streams? It's kind of like, I would rather be in VR chat, doing something, trying to be active and walking about, but while maybe talking about something, about like, say, commissions, artistic practice, what are things going on with like the furry fandom, conventions, blah, blah, blah. You know, like, so just the regular just chatting content, but try and present it in a different way. So I'm not really appealing to the younger, you know, I'm not appealing to younger audiences. And that's not really my intention anyways. I don't want to appeal to younger audiences. I like young adults. I'm just thinking, because with VR chat, I actually would like to be up and around, full body tracking, doing the stuff. And I express myself fine, obviously, here. But there's a lot more. I feel like I could just do a little bit more actually in VR chat. I don't feel like those streams that I would do would be very popular initially, because if you got to think about it. If I'm saying like, oh, I'm doing a VR chat stream, people are going to think, oh, Kid's going to go, ooh, yeah, rah, 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 rah. Wow, no bean. I mean, to be fair, that's what I kind of do anyways. But you know what I mean, right? If I'm starting to do something that's, if I say that I'm doing something in a demographic that's different to what it currently is, it's going to be much harder for me to move into it. That whole conversational side is kind of missing, and something that I myself would enjoy watching. VR chat, funnily enough, as a concept, is something that generally appeals to an older audience anyways, but not in the sense of Twitch. One thing I noticed is, like, if I go into VR chat, you'll find that a lot of people who are just chilling in, like, the meat worlds and stuff like that, you'll find that they tend to be older. But then you look at the Twitch streams of VR chat, entirely different kind of thing. So it's heavy roleplay, it's heavy into the fandom stuff, it's all just kind of stupid. I essentially call it kind of a bit like a live shitpost. 3D animation and why nobody cares about your Fursona. And I believe I haven't found a good 3D animator, because most focused in modeling for games, VR, or illustration. You see, the reason you will be seeing that Pavlov, I should say, is primarily us independent artists kind of have to go into VR or illustration or games design stuff, essentially because that's where the money is. If I was to try and offer animation commissions using my models in the fandom, they likely wouldn't sell as well. And that's just a fact. Because the only animations that honestly sell, and I hate sounding like one of these people, the only animations that people generally will pay for is porn. Not many people will pay thousands of pounds just to have a cute animation of their character. I would love to do animation, but I can't figure out a way that I could do that in a safe for work manner and still make it profitable. So, VR chat avatars it is, because they are profitable. They are something I enjoy doing. If you want to make money and you want to do an animation, literally on. And I don't like, again, I'm not one of these, oh, lo and be like, lo, why is that the only thing that sells? It's like, no, it's obvious why that thing sells. People want to see it. Down the line, perhaps consider making a 3D animated movie, but that's going to, again though, it's making money with it. It'd be very difficult to make anything that's animated profitable. Sure, you could maybe do it. And I know people will always talk about, you know, artistic integrity and such like that. You know, like, oh, you should do it for the passion. Great. But the passion don't pay the bills. And that's like I said, if you try and think of any 3D furry animation. Try and think of any of them that isn't not safe for work. And that's fairly popular, that the artist has gained any kind of actual recognition from. There's not many out there that I can think of. Even animation in the 2D scene is quite difficult to break into. It's very difficult to make animation in a safe for work style profitable. And I don't keep repeating that, but it's because it's what it is. Cries an animation degree. And it's sad, but it's just how it kind of is. And again, if it could be profitable, it would be great, but it's trying to figure out what it... Somebody might do it. Somebody out there will be smart enough to figure out how to make an animation profitable. The obvious answer would be a Patreon, right? Because then you're being supported. You may be releasing clips of it as you're going along producing it. You're doing that. But the problem with the here's one thing with the furry fandom you've got to remember. Most people don't care about your Sona. I'll put that out there. Most people will not care about your own Sona. Why am I saying it so mean? I'm saying that because in the sense that you care about your own character a lot. You do. I do. I love Cade. You might like Cade as well. But as a whole, you could pull any random furry and say, hey, we're making an animation about this character. It's likely you ain't gonna care. Because the way that characters work for the furry fandom is a character isn't just a character, it's a representation of a person. I would actually say, even on the not safe for work side, there is only a couple of people that have managed to make the characters part of their whole thing, and that would be Tabuli. Tabuli will be one of the main ones because they work with like a couple of characters that are recurring, and they've given them personality as part of, you know, the whole not safe for work animations. But they actually have some semblance of, like, you could see it and go, oh yeah, that's that character. And that's difficult to do. Only if, like I said, think of any characters that you know beyond their design that actually has a sense of character. Tabula the Bat ones. Yeah, exactly. Like those ones. I don't know whether Tabula is a he or a she, but they keep bringing back the same characters, and they actually build personality onto those characters, and you know, you can kind of get an idea of them. But that's difficult, and even then, like I say, they've done that through not safe for work stuff, but they haven't been able to do that through the safe for work side of things. I mean, you've got other artists like NC. This one's a more safe to work one, which is NCS. You know, the one that does the snake, the chubby snake girl, that does little meme animations. But again, they're not really her character. They're more just like her character in the place of memes, which is fun and fine. Again, I'm not saying that's bad. I'm not going to say, oh, that's wrong. That's not how you should do it. No, it's great. NCS artist, that's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah. Even think of her stuff. It's good. It's great. But could you really make a movie out of that character? If I'm being honest. Now, you can maybe make a movie out of the D&D things of the character, because I actually love the D&D things of their character, but It's more difficult because it requires an actual character writing. Making a Fursona in general is just make the character, and the personality is a self-insert of the person that makes them. Not a bad info. Exactly. You get it, Sarkat. You get exactly what I'm trying to say here. That's why it's really hard to monetize animation, because you either need one of two things. You either need somebody who is extraordinarily wealthy and is absolutely happy to dish you a load of money to animate that over the course of however long. Because let's be real, releasing that animation, you're not going to make any money from it. Adverts barely pay. Quiche is really cute though. I love their animations. I follow them on Twitter. Anytime they bring out an animation, I will watch it. But again, I'm watching it, I'm engaging with that content, and then I scroll up. And then that's us done. And unfortunately, Quiche hasn't made any money from me. Because there's no real way to monetize it. And I mean, you can do the merchandising stuff. How many people go out there? And I mean, how many of people would go, and if I release a mug with Cade's face on it, will go, I want that mug. Merchandising, while a way to get revenue income, it's not a reliable way within the fandom. It's mostly just when hyper fans or people who really want to support your work get it. A Fursona is kind of an item of clothing. You put it on. You recognize Cade as me because I constantly show myself online and in the online space as Cade. But what's Cade's personality? As a character, not me. What's Cade's personality? He actually has lore and stuff that I've written down and is somewhere on the internet at some point, but most people won't know what Cade's personality is as a character. And that's half on purpose. If you start giving your Fursona character, they become less of a Fursona and more of that character. Cade is just me. That's why I draw him chubby from time to time. Like, if you see a picture of Cade, Cade's just me. This British guy who's a 3D artist, Cade is the 3D artist. As much as to say, like, he's the guy that fixes protogens and synths on a space station and all this sort of stuff. He's not. He's me. There is one animator. I forget his name, but he does, like, hyper-realistic renditions of his characters. And I'm just trying to... That's it. Fenna. Now, Fenna isn't exactly what I would call a furry artist per se, but they are one of the few people that has managed to basically make animation something that's been profitable for them. I'm going to mute it because I don't know what's actually said in it, but they've actually made these animations, which are perfectly safe for work, profitable. So it's not impossible. And a lot of their most popular content is actually their animation tests, which are just basically animated music videos. To get a character to animation ready levels as well. Like, for example, I'm working on Cass here right now today, right? I'm UV unwrapping him, I'm doing what I need to do with him. If I wanted to be animation ready, it would take a hell of a lot more work than what I have to put in to make him VR chat ready. That isn't me just being lazy. That is literally it. Making things for games is a lot simpler than making something that it will animate really, really well. There is a reason very few, we'll go back into the not safe for work side of things. There's a lot of the reason why a lot of the not safe for work animators will use the same models over and over again. Because that's just efficient. Because you're not having to remake those models. I believe one of the only people who technically remakes models a lot would be Horse. And even then, I would imagine a lot of that's based on a base model. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I have a base model. I sell it on my Gumroad. Like, literally, I don't make everything on this model, but I have a base model, which if I want to work from it and it feels like it's relevant, I'm going to do it. If I could make safe for work animations a thing and profitable and to a point where I could be very comfortable living on it, I would freaking love it. PayPal and fees. I actually mentioned this on Twitter the other day when some people were like complaining about the fact that they have to pay PayPal fees when when you take a payment through, and it's like, without PayPal you wouldn't be able to take a payment. Not in the same way. Like, yeah, you could give them your bank details and then have a bank transfer and stuff like that, but I don't know. It's fine when people complain about fees and stuff. It's a bit silly, but that's just me. That's a kid hot take. You should pay fees for services you use. Wow. I like PayPal. Why? It's the most known. People trust it. And honestly, organizing payments and actually getting everything set out as an actual... If you're trying to run this as a business, PayPal makes it really easy to track invoices, tax, and stuff like... I find it so easy just to track everything through PayPal. I absolutely adore it for that. And I'm more than willing to pay the, what, 2.5% if I send an invoice out? Critiquing others' work. Another side question. Are you willing to maybe critique other folks' 3D models if you're willing to share with you? That is something I would love to do. It's something... That's something a few people as well have suggested. The only thing I'm very scared about with that is I would be very dubious to be in, like, mean. I wouldn't want to be mean or someone to take something like... I would mean everything that I say in good faith. But it'd be easy to take a bit of a clip of me out of context, for example, put that on Twitter and go, look how mean Cade is. Cade's absolutely rude to this new artist who's just trying to start, and then he's been doing all of this. Like, you know, it's something that genuinely worries me a bit. I mean, I do want to help people, because obviously critique is the best way to help somebody learn. Hands down. So having someone tell you, this is like this, is brilliant. It's how I learned. My friend Yintero, I used to, after every model, send her a copy of it and just ask her, what would you do differently? And she pretty much say, pretty much everything. The other thing as well is if I put myself out there as like someone who's gonna critique work, obviously it means people are gonna think that my work's always up for critique. And I like people telling me where they think I could improve, but I'm not gonna lie, the 3D space has a problem of people who are like, I do it this way, therefore you should too. You'll find a lot of people in the 3D scene that can be like that. I mean, heck, you've probably seen it yourself. At some point someone said, hey, you shouldn't use Maya, you should use Blender. Or, hey, you shouldn't use Sculptress, you should use ZBrush. Or differently, my professors were like that. I asked to get a ZBrush license, and one of them was like, we have Mudbox. Yeah, you will find it in the 3D space. You'll find people that tell, like, every now and again, it's rare, gotta hydrate, it's rare, but you'll find someone will probably pop into this chat and say, why are you not using ZBrush? Why are you doing this in Blender? And it's like, because I like doing this in Blender. Advice for art block. Hey, do you have any advice for art block? My advice for art block is to not open paint software. Don't open it. Don't open Blender. Don't open Photoshop. Don't even think about it. Don't consider yourself doing it. Oh, so if you've got actual deadlines, then that's a bit different. The thing is, if you're doing it as a job, you've got to kind of treat it like a job. Open it up. Start drawing anyways. Even if you hate it, even if you right now feel like this is awful, do it. Start doing it, because your two options whenever you get art block, at least for myself, this is very much a me thing. When I get art block, I've got two options. I'm either gonna hate this and do it because I have to do it, or I'm gonna close Blender down, not gonna do it at all. Those are my two options. Like I say, I don't want to be one of these people that if anybody asks me for advice, I'm not gonna be like, oh, it's okay, you'll feel good eventually, and you'll get on with it. No, there's gonna be times where you feel shit. I'm not even gonna be like nice or think about it. There will be times when you're doing work where you hate it. You might love the job, but you hate doing it currently. There's times where I'm modeling away, I'm doing this, and while my overall experience is still positive, I enjoy it, I'm still gonna hate it in that moment, because in my head I'm gonna be like, oh, just wish I was doing something else. I wish I was playing games, or I've not been outside in a while, or I want to go and see my parents, or I want to go and see my friends. Or like, oh, I could just be chilling in a Discord and just having a chat. But no, I've got this to... You've got to kind of just go, I'm paid to do it, so I've got to do it. Not really got the choice. About, like, if you're taking art seriously, it's a job. You will just have to tell yourself, I've got to do this. You've got no choice. You don't have it. Think of it. If you're working at a pizza place, let's say you've got a job at a pizza place for, like, 5 to 7. 5 to 11 at night or something like that. You don't exactly get a choice to say, no, I don't want to turn up, do you? You kind of got to do the same with this. Now, am I a bit of a hypocrite? Did I turn up late today? Yeah, I did. I meant to start streaming at 2, but I started streaming at 3. But guess what? I'm still going to be doing it. I'm still doing the same thing. I don't get to feel like, oh, well, realistically, I wanted to play a bit more. You know what I actually wanted to do today when I woke up? I just want to play Euro Truck Simulator. Really just want to play Euro Truck Simulator or just drive about in a truck, just listen to some podcasts and stuff. But I can't because I'm doing a job. I'm not saying I'm hating it. I'm having quite a nice time right now. But it's not what my brain wants to do. My brain just wants to play Euro Truck Simulator. Thanks for watching. If you'd like the video, please like and subscribe and all that junk. And if you would like, check out a video or another video. Or click on my face. Bye!